Hello, welcome to Stories by Bit Gardner. My name is John Kowalski. I'm part of the marketing team here. Stories, these are meant to be, short stories about different parts of our business. Today we have Mr. Andy Stumer with us. He's our director of VMA Getzman for Dispersion for our territory, US and Canada. Andy, welcome. How are you?
Good, John. Welcome.
Good. Good. So how'd you get into this dispersion business?
So I have been with Big Gardner for 18 years, and
Okay.
I used to be a regional salesperson here on the East Coast, and Dispersion VMA products were always part of our product line early on, but we never had a real focus on it. And about 5 years ago, I was approached by a former CEO, a president of Big Gardner, Mr. Mike Goglo is since retired, and he asked me if I would take on the responsibility of, handling dispersion for the US and Canada. And that's how I got really involved with that business.
Wonderful. And I mean, since you've taken over, I've been here about 8 years. So I think you had just started into the dispersion business. And, from my perspective, you have just grown that effort exponentially. Can you just give us a broad overview, your dispersion, your milling products, what VMA Getzman offers?
So basically, VMA Getzman is a German company. They're based out 30 miles east of Cologne, so kind of in the middle of Germany. And it's a family-owned business, and they make really high-end dispersing and milling equipment. They're known to make laboratory-scale dissolvers, media mills, not only for the lab space, but also for pilot and manufacturing. Traditionally, here in the US and Canada, we didn't have a support structure in place, so we only offered laboratory-scale equipment. But we have seen in Europe, the market is really big, and the opportunities are there to offer also additional equipment for pilot as well as manufacturing scale. And we made a decision that we would also offer those products here in the US. That's really helped us to accelerate the growth that we have seen with that product line. Most of our successes really are specialty solutions, as well as pilot scale and now manufacturing scale equipment that we introduced about 5 years ago here in North America, which has been a huge success.
Yeah, definitely. And based on, the customers you work with, what percentage is, customization is, the equipment is, adjusted for their specific needs and workflow?
So even though we have a really broad, base product portfolio, there's always new demands. When you look at these new end-use markets, battery comes to mind, or fuel cell development with 3D print. These applications require very specific equipment. Some of them need nitrogen purging capabilities, some need vacuum, different types of materials to be used with these types of dispersers or media mills, like ceramic components. So all these are really important to make a really good product. And that basically leads us to customization of these machines. And I would say about 40% of everything that we offer here in the US and Canada is custom.
Yeah, to really tailor to a customer's needs. No, that's great. And I love the flexibility about the product line, starting off in the lab and growing. It has that flexibility. Can you touch on that for just a moment?
Yeah, so when VMA Getzman was founded, I think it was back in 1972 by Mr. Herman Getzman. His idea was not to only introduce or develop a piece of equipment that could do one thing, like act as a dissolver or disperser. He wanted to make sure that that machine was fully versatile, so that there would be also other applications that could be addressed with that type of equipment. So he made a modular. So that means that a dissolver can very easily be configured to function as a basket mill, a rotor stator, or a vertical bead mill, or even a vacuum system. So this idea was really the cornerstone of how VMA goes about designing their products. And customers really appreciate that flexibility to be able to have one piece of equipment that can be used for many different end-use applications.
Yeah.
And and if you're familiar with the product line, if you look at the Dispermat and how easy it is to change a dissolver over to a basket mill, for example, it can be done in under 3 minutes. I can completely change that machine over and do something entirely different. So
that's great. And now I know, since you've taken over, and I think for the past few years, at least 3 or so, we've had a dispersion lab with our sister company in Wallingford, Connecticut. And I know that offers all the a good portion of the equipment, and allows customers to come in, run trials, do testing, have seminars, talk with you as well as our additive experts. Yeah,
that's correct. So we have a really nice state-of-the-art laboratory in Wallingford, Connecticut at Big USA, who are our sister company, and we actually have a lot of the high-end equipment at that location. And what we try to do is we want to bring customers in with their product to really run on our equipment to see, number one, the performance of the equipment, how actually it works, but also tie in our colleagues from the additive side to really support a project and give a suggestion on how to maybe improve a formulation with our equipment. So we basically leverage that synergy that we have, and that location is really designed for offering those advantages.
Yeah, great enhanced solution that you offer there.
Yes.
Great. So thanks for spending a couple minutes with us. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to seeing you on future dispersion stories. Thanks.
Yes, thank you.